the wild. Misery is still a path I would choose if the alternatives are worse. I guess it's time to find a friend, one who will stick by to the end. Going out of my mind in the middle, wasting all of my time in the middle. I take a bite and spit it out, unaware of what it's about. I'm not that good at faking it. I feel somehow I've broken it. I don't believe I'm part of it. In the If I try to climb up the wall, everyone can see when I fall. Nothing really matters at all. Pull me out of this place in the middle. Nothing more to embrace in the middle.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime is for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey y'all, it's so good to see you today. Thank you for being here. We got several news clips to look at. And then we have, we're going to do opening statements in the trial. I don't know if we'll go through the whole trial. That's kind of up to y'all. I definitely want to see what Michelle and Jessica had to say during trial because they testified in Fabian's trial. Jessica and Michelle took plea deals, but there is some really interesting information, including a few jail call clips that I do have from this case. I think I might submit a FOIA and try to see if I can pull the jail calls from this case and put them out. That would be interesting. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to go through those news clips and see. I've got several important pieces of information that we really need to know. We haven't discussed yet and I haven't talked about. I saw California Amy came in and said that audio of Jessica in the hospital was terrifying, wasn't it? That is like nightmare fuel. She was so abusive to the nurses. You asked, did she jump out of a 2-story window? And the answer to that is no, but I will show you where she jumped from. Well, I say hey to y'all. Let me grab that.
Officer Inyard if he had a fire extinguisher in his car.
So, well, there's a patio or balcony on the back side of this residence, and she jumped from that. Like, this is the front where the steps are. But on the back side, there is a balcony, and that's where she jumped. It's good to see you, Cindy from Southern South Florida, Jenny Jen, Heel Sandra. Said hey to you, California Amy, Miss Scorpio Rising, Becky P, Fawny, Southern Cats, Michael Green Chili Chicken, Southern Cats, I think I said you. LJ, Bad Girl, good to see you. Tony, Hannah UK, good to see you. Tom, good to see you. Says watching from my hospital bed, got injured at work at my coal mine last night. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That stuff is so dangerous. My husband works at a rock quarry. They have to be like, but MSHA comes, which is like for miners. It's not exactly the same thing, but man, that's crazy. I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I hope you feel better. Amy, good to see you. Jenny Jen, Sam Brown, Lisa Lynn, good to see you. Man, Tom, I'm so sorry. That's awful. I hope you're going to be okay. And I appreciate you coming, hanging out from your hospital bed. Okay, so I did get a playlist for today, and it's got a bunch of stuff in it. Not that. That's the opening statements. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's go not that far. Okay, so like I said, I've got several different little news clips that we're going to look at. Hey, Ryan. Good to see you. Shraddha and Heathen, good to see y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here and hanging out today. Like I've said before, I would be nothing without y'all. So thank you so much for being here. So, this is the first one. A couple of these are like really important. The other ones are just kind of interesting. These are all from KOAT. If you have not subscribed to them, please do so. I will drop their link in the description box as well as the chat box. So we're going to start with this clip that's titled Michelle Martens Contradicts Herself in Interview with Police. This kind of goes over how the possibility of it being a false confession and things like that. Got a bunch of plates and screws and rods in my foot and had meniscus surgery on my knee. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. Let me make this big. Okay. I'm so sorry, Tom. That's awful.
Fabian Gonzalez and Michelle Martens are no longer
Now, I've looked everywhere for these two clips, and I cannot find them. If anybody knows where they are, please let me know. These two pictures where they're in the media dressed in white like that is directly after they were interrogated. I don't think they say anything. I know Jessica Kelly tells the reporters to F off, but that's about all I think that happened with that.
Charged with the murder of 10-year-old Victoria Martens.
We were forced to consider the possibility that Michelle Martens had falsely incriminated herself and Fabian Gonzalez.
So I'm going to back that up and play it again because it's very important that we listen to what this man just said.
Forced to consider the possibility that Michelle Martens had falsely incriminated herself and Fabian Gonzalez in this heinous act.
Target 7 looked through the transcripts of the interview Martens had with police after the girl's death, and we found some glaring contradictions.
The detective asks her, "How did Victoria die? Do you know?" Michelle responds by saying she tasted the meth that was on the table. Later in that same interview, an investigator asks again, "How did..."
He's pulling transcripts from the audios that we just listened to yesterday. And this, I mean, again, they're even admitting that they had to look into the possibility of false confessions as well.
they kill her, Michelle? How did they kill Victoria? This time, Michelle says by stabbing her. They ask her once more later, "How did they kill your daughter?" And she says by raping her. The investigators didn't understand that answer, and she says they covered her mouth. Even the police asking the questions admit they don't understand why Martens is admitting to horrible crimes. They told her, "I guess sometimes I don't understand why you'll tell the truth on these big, huge things, but on little things you try to lie, and it makes no sense to me." Prosecutors hired a forensic psychiatrist named Dr. Michael Wellner, who said a combination of trauma, drug abuse, and suggestive questioning by police made Michelle Martens give them false statements.
She made admissions.
So they cite a history of trauma, drug abuse, and leading by detectives. And we discussed yesterday how it seemed like they could have been leading her a little bit. Trauma, somebody had mentioned that she had been assaulted when she was a child. And then drug use. I honestly don't think Michelle Martens was a drug user, but she very well could have been. I could be completely wrong in that. That's just my speculation. Hey, Anders, it's good to see you in India. I saw that you came in. Becky P, if I didn't say hey to you, hey to you. Hello to you. So, yeah, I mean, it was a combination of several things, citing, again, trauma, drug use, and leading questions by police.
False statements.
She made admissions she felt were separating herself from the murder and the dismemberment, but in fact, she was placing herself there.
Dang it. Try not to get that in there, that sound. Okay, so this is going to be the neighbor. Funny said, "Thank you, that's meth face, unless the iron was a Barbie iron." Oh my goodness. This is going to be the neighbor that called 911. We listened to her speak yesterday. I do need to get that video out. This is going to be hard to hear. She's very upset about what transpired that night. She does talk about her children, so I do want to give you a trigger warning before you hear this because it is sad. But this is an exclusive interview they had with the neighbor that apparently had just moved in.
Always going to be a why. There's going to always be a why you came to our door.
Rachel Scott says she had no idea what she let into her home the morning Fabian Gonzalez and Michelle Martens beat on her door. For the first time, she tells Target 7's Nancy Laughlin what two of the people accused of killing the little girl did and said moments after the murder.
I went through a depression for up until now. I'm still going through it.
Rachel Scott says she had just moved into this West Side apartment complex with her family 5 days before 10-year-old Victoria Martens was murdered. The day before the crime, she met her new neighbor, Michelle Martens.
She invited us to her Victoria's birthday party that next day at 2 o'clock. And she asked if I had kids, and I said, yeah, I have some kids.
The link I just pinned is for KOAT. I did put them in the description box and the chat box. KOAT is where I'm getting all these new clips and where we're going to watch the parts of the trial we watch. I don't know if we'll go through the whole thing or not. Depends on how it goes. So if you guys haven't and you are interested in seeing other clips and trial and all of the information about this case, definitely check them out and give them a like and subscribe.
And she's like, well, bring them, more the merrier. Victoria will love to have kids around.
But that birthday party never happened. Victoria was murdered. The morning she was supposed to have the party, at 4 a.m., Rachel and her husband heard someone banging on the door. It was Fabian Gonzalez. He wanted them to call 911, saying he and Michelle Martens had just been attacked.
The guy's at our door saying he got beat up pretty bad.
Then she says Michelle showed up at her apartment covered in blood with a gash on her head.
Giving her a cloth to put on her head, a wet cloth to put the pressure on her forehead. She started wiping herself with the cloth with her legs, the dry blood.
Rachel said Fabian had a black eye and a bloody sock. While they waited for police to arrive, Rachel says it was surreal.
Was she crying? Was she?
No, she had no emotions. She didn't have no emotions. They didn't have no emotions.
Rachel was worried. Victoria wasn't with them.
That's all she kept saying was, I think they hurt my baby, They threw my baby in the dumpster, and no emotions at the time.
As the morning went on, like all of us, Rachel learned Victoria was dead, brutally murdered, and the two people who had been in her apartment accused of doing it.
There's always going to be a why. There's going to always be a why you came to our door.
Rachel and her family moved 2 days later.
We did a lot.
You guys had asked if they moved, and so there's our answer to that. Hey, hey, Linda, good to see you. Linda says, hey guys, this whole thing is just horrific. This poor neighbor, I can't even imagine. Yeah, she's very upset by it, and it is, I couldn't imagine being her or anybody involved in this. It's just so horrific.
We tried to protect our children from this. And still are. My children are going through counseling because of this.
Police charged Jessica Kelly, Michelle Martens, and Fabian Gonzalez with Victoria's murder. For Target 7, I'm Nancy Laughlin.
So that was what the neighbor said, and I was just so heartbroken to hear that her children are still so traumatized from this, and
Fabian Gonzalez and Michelle Martens.
And still receiving counseling for it. That's just really sad. I feel so bad for her. Okay, now we're going to get to meet Jessica Kelly's lovely sister. Some of you have seen this clip.
There are a lot of strange things at the courthouse today. There was a woman who was screaming. She got kicked out of court after she threatened Michelle Martens. One by one, heads down, all in shackles, the three people accused of killing 10-year-old Victoria Martens made their way into the courtroom. Michelle Martens, Jessica Kelly, and Fabian Gonzalez are suspects in one of New Mexico's most horrific crimes. As they spotted friends or family members, there were plenty of tears and sighs. The grandparents of 10-year-old Victoria Martens held hands and wore pins saying, "Forever Victoria." Last August, Victoria was raped, killed, dismembered, then set on fire. Victoria's mother, Michelle, is one of the suspects in this case. At first, it was quiet in the courtroom. Then, a woman who blew kisses at our photographer and gestured for Jessica Kelly to smile was
That's her sister.
kicked out.
She said, "I'm going to get you, Michelle." I mean, that just, I don't know. I'm not trying to, I don't know. I was not there. I did not see. I do not know this family personally, but I don't know. That just tells me what I need to know about the family. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, dang, bruh. Like, I'm going to need you to take 15 seats, ma'am. Sit all the fucking way down.
Baby, you still leave the courtroom now.
After that, Martens.
You don't, I think I heard, I've got headphones on now. You know how wrong this is, I think was the last thing she said. You know how wrong or right this is? I would assume wrong. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. Hey, Krista R. Oh, thank you for praying for the children that are missing. Hey, Orange. Good to see you. Speculation duty. Thank you for that.
Defense attorney Gary Mitchell asked if he could sit next to his client for security reasons. Then, when the three suspects were moving out of the jury box and in front of the judge, Jessica Kelly tumbled over, and bailiffs had to help her get back on her feet. Eventually, she made her way in front of the judge, who decided all three will be tried separately.
You didn't look so Billy Badass in that moment, did you, ma'am? You know what, Tom? I would probably pay money for that.
Okay, lawyers on both sides said they needed more time for this extremely complex case. The judge said, though, that the first trial must begin in October, and they're hashing out who goes first. Live downtown, I'm Nancy Laughlin for.
Okay. Let's see.
Did drugs play in what?
So this one is titled Jessica Kelly reveals details about night Victoria Martens the homicide was committed. I'm so glad y'all are here today. Thank y'all for being here. Hey, Roxanne. Got my coffee. This is like something out of a book, and I'm a retired police dispatcher. Are you really? Well, thank you for doing that. I know that can't be an easy job. Thank you for your service with that. I do appreciate it. And thank you for saying hey from Texas, Miss Krista R.
What happened the night Victoria Martens was murdered, and how much of a role did drugs play in what happened?
The people accused of doing it are talking, and Target 7's Nancy Laughlin is listening to those recorded jailhouse calls. It's a story you'll see only on 7.
I wish I would have knew what the I was getting myself into, dog.
What she got into turned out to be one of the most horrific crimes ever in New Mexico. Jessica Kelly is one of 3 people accused of killing 10-year-old Victoria Martens and cutting the child's body into pieces.
Put me away for life.
The night of the murder, police reports say Jessica was acting weird. Her cousin Fabian Gonzalez told police she was asking if he believed in Jesus and hit him in the head with an iron.
I wish I would have been up.
In a jailhouse recorded conversation with a friend that's filled with profanity, she implies she wasn't on drugs the night of the murder.
I wasn't even I was like, no, I'm not doing no shots.
Police reports say another suspect in this case, Victoria's mother, Michelle, told detectives Victoria was given meth to make her relax, while Jessica and Fabian Gonzalez had sex with the child. Court records show Jessica Kelly has a history of arrests involving illegal drugs. Fabian has one drug arrest, but it was dismissed.
And then your cousin, bro, what the f*** is he thinking?
I don't know, dude. I don't get high to go do. I get high to tweak.
Even though 3 different police reports state the little girl was given meth before she died, medical examiners refute that, saying Victoria only had alcohol in her system. Jessica seems interested in what that autopsy says.
Public, have you read it?
Huh?
The autopsy?
Yeah, no.
It's public.
When police got to the apartment, they say they found Victoria's body on fire in the bathtub. And
hey Veronica, it's good to see you. If any of this is too triggering for y'all, please feel free to come back another day.
they say Jessica Kelly was jumping from the balcony of the apartment.
Oh, that's the balcony. There we go. Perfect shot for California Amy. That's the balcony she jumped from. But she's a little heavier set, so I'd suppose that's why she shattered her ankle.
I slid off the fucking top floor. Like, I didn't, jump.
They make it seem all bro. Man, they're dumb.
That right there irritates the shit out of me. Excuse my language. I might cuss today. I apologize. That irritates me to no end. They're so dumb. They're so dumb, bruh. They're so dumb. They're so dumb that they got your sister in here and for all the crap that she did. Like, if anybody's dumb in this situation, I think it's y'all. Man, they're so effing dumb. I think y'all are the ones that are effing dumb. Sorry.
Dumb.
I slid off, fool, and I f***ed up my right leg. I, jammed it together, you know. I broke my ankle, my leg, and f***ed up my, joint. Because it all shattered.
And these jailhouse phone calls, Jessica repeatedly tells her family she believes she will get out of jail and be back home. In one conversation, her mother says Jessica was at Victoria's apartment that night for a reason.
Maybe God had you there to expose Fabian, and I think that's what it is.
You just heard Jessica's mom on the phone. She has gone to see her in jail. Another relative was at her last court hearing and got tossed out of the courtroom. Tomorrow night at 10, hear what Jessica has to say about that and the injury that still impacts her now. For Target 7, I'm Nancy Laughlin.
Okay, so let me pause that. Okay, we've got a couple jail calls next. Then we've got the child services thing and the autopsy. Well, I'll play it in the order I have it in here, I suppose. All right, so here's another jail call.
Fabian Gonzalez talks to his mom from behind bars every chance he gets, and many of their conversations are about Victoria.
This has just been so devastating, you know.
I know.
I still go after this little girl.
Well, me too. I feel bad for teasing. If I would have known, I would have done something. You know, I just didn't know. I was asleep, you know.
Police say Fabian Gonzalez was living with Victoria's mother, Michelle, when the child was raped, murdered, dismembered, and set on fire in her Northwest Albuquerque apartment. Police say Gonzalez's cousin, Jessica Kelly, had just gotten out of jail and was staying at the apartment too.
This little girl didn't deserve that.
Yeah,
She did not deserve. And you know what? She should have been living a normal life.
I know.
I feel so bad for this little girl.
She believed me. I wish she would have told me that you would be.
Fabian's mother tells him after Victoria's murder, the police found a note the little girl wrote to him.
So, what did it say?
It is something that she likes you a lot, and that you guys are supposed to go to the zoo. Something about the zoo. Yeah, I don't remember word for word again.
Yeah.
But it was a sweet one. Yeah. So yeah.
So I told you to.
And that you were funny.
Police say Gonzalez played a role in Victoria's death. Because he's charged in her murder, he's become a target.
It's been getting a little bit better here. It's like I've been around people. You know what I mean?
Don't you be around people. No.
I know, but I guess the doctor said he wanted to see you because. But...
No.
Okay. They still have me under the security lockdown though.
He was attacked.
Okay, so yeah, this is going to go into something else that happened to Fabian. Hey, Bazard, it's good to see you. Fabian was attacked once he was in prison. I guess that is a place where they go in general population.
At least once in jail in February when he was allowed out of his cell to make phone calls and shower.
Just do not trust no one there, remember.
Not no more.
I've listened to recorded calls from Victoria's mother, too, and she is also concerned for her safety behind bars. One person we haven't heard from is the third suspect, Jessica Kelly. Jail records we obtained show she hasn't made any phone calls since she's been locked up and hasn't had any visitors either.
That's interesting. We did get some at a later point, evidently. This is a video where Fabian Gonzalez was attacked in jail. So this is what they were just referencing. The volume's on, but I guess there's no volume. So yeah, it's a pivoting camera. Is that him walking? Oh, don't let this make y'all sick. Is that the phone? Oh. Hold on. Right there. Okay, I'm going to back it up a little bit. Watch this right here. It's going to be moving, but that person's punching the crap out of somebody. It's going back. It's going to go across. I'll try to, let's see. I can do this. Okay. Watch. This right here, it's going to move, but watch him. He's punching the crap out of somebody. You see it? Oh my gosh. I'm going to slow it down even slower. Hold on. I'll come back on the page where I can see what y'all are saying. Watch his arm right here. He is knocking that dude. Oh my gosh. He's punching the crap out of him, and then this dude's running over there. Wow. Did y'all see it? Oh, yeah. Krista R., this will be in the live section, yeah, for today. Tom. Yeah. I wonder how they're being treated in prison too. Hey, Angela, it's good to see you, love. Okay. I'm gonna put it back on, I guess, normal. They're all right there. I guess they're trying to pull him off of him. Hmm. This person's going into their cell. This video is like really long though. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, did it happen somewhere else? There goes them running up the steps. Dang, he been welling on him this whole time? Oh my gosh. The booty bandit. I need to cut that dude so we can play him with stepping stones too. Oh yeah, stiletto cuts quick. I don't think that that's been put out by anybody. I'm the one that put that out. Yeah, I've heard it a couple of times now. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Is that Fabian? I think it is. Yeah, it's a little small dude. I don't know. It's so blurry, you can't tell. Cara, good to see you, love. I don't know if I said hey to you yet. I don't know. It might have been the dude that was beating on him. Interesting. So that's what the mom was talking about with him on the jail call. We got one more jail call to listen to, and then we got the, we got the DCFS report.
Michelle Martens in jail on the phone with her mom. In this conversation, she's worried she's a target because of the crime she's accused of.
Saying that they're going to get arrested and stuff like that just to come in here and try and, they want to freaking kill me.
Oh, boy.
And I don't deserve any of it.
Well, I hope you're telling me the truth because it's all going to come out, Michelle. It's all going to come out.
Let it come out.
I hope you're telling me the truth.
She says she's...
That's interesting. It sounds to me like she's had a lot of issues with telling the truth the whole time. Miss Scorpio Resin, thank you so much for becoming a member, and thank you for being here, TY1985 and Lorraine Yanez. It's good to see you. Yeah, that Jessica recording was very hard to listen to. Miss Scorpio, I really appreciate you becoming a member of Speculation Station, and I'm going to grab the crazy train and pick you up. I really appreciate that, and that was so sweet and supportive of you. Thank you so very much. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Megs, good to see you. Yeah, man. Yeah, she is disgusting. She is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I noticed now that you say that you didn't deserve any of this or you don't deserve any of it, but what about Victoria and why wasn't she taken better care of? She's the one who didn't deserve any of this shit.
In solitary confinement, kept away from other inmates.
All right, watch your back in there, all right?
Yeah.
Michelle Martens' mom makes it clear she is devastated her granddaughter Victoria was raped, murdered, and dismembered, that her own daughter is charged with taking part in the crime. Michelle tries to tell her mother she was good to Victoria.
You know how I was with her, Ma.
I know how you were with her. I know you were. That's why everybody's in friggin' shock.
Yeah.
Everybody's in shock. I don't know what the hell went on that night. I have no idea. Oh, shh. Shut up.
It's here her mom remembers the call is not really private. They know they're being recorded, and sometimes...
Who the hell was she telling to shut up? that was weird. She just cut the conversation and was like, shut up. Like, I mean, I guess she's talking to Michelle.
I don't know what the hell went on that night. I have no idea. Oh, shut up.
It's here her mom remembers the call is not really private. They know they're being recorded and sometimes stop their thoughts mid-sentence.
I know. I just stopped myself. I can't tell you nothing because people are nosy.
Yeah.
Me off. So we got to keep it. Hello, how are you? How's the food? What are you doing?
Sometimes the conversations go beyond the surface. Here in this conversation, they talk about Victoria's funeral plans. Michelle's mother says,
Sam, don't say that. Oh my goodness, it's okay. Just turn on your memberships, and you might be gifted one. Don't worry about that, sweetheart. I just appreciate you being here and hitting that thumbs up. That's all I want from you, sweetheart. Don't ever say that. That's okay. Cracker Jack's good to see you. I was wondering, is her mom telling the husband to shut up, or is she telling Michelle to shut up? Isn't that a cute picture? I've got pictures of my kids climbing trees like that. Where were the grandparents when this was happening to the kids, right? She told her daughter to shut up because it was being recorded. That's what it sounds like. I can't figure out which one. And the husband was in the background telling him to be quiet. Right, so I don't know. Yeah, Megs, it sounds like the mom doesn't believe her daughter. And then you hear the interrogation, and then you find out per the police that most of it was false and that it was the result of past traumas that Michelle has experienced, drugs, and police leading the questions. So it's like, I don't know. I question who she was telling to shut up. I think it was Michelle, but it could have been the husband.
the community wants to help.
David Bridle donated a beautiful dress. Oh my God, I was bawling my off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's a gown. Here I go. It's a gown, and then in the back it has a bow like a cross, and it comes with a tiara.
Aww.
It's beautiful.
They also talk about Victoria's brother.
He's in Texas with his grandmother. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Good for him.
Well, that's good. He needs to get away.
He was with his dad, Jason, the night Victoria was killed.
He's hurting now. Trust me. He's hurting now, your son. Trust me.
What? Like, I'm sure he is hurting. Is that something that we need to be saying like that? Like, what on earth is going on here? He's hurting now. Trust me. He's hurting now. Your son. Trust me. What? Why would you? Okay.
In the last few months, Michelle has had phone calls with a friend, her lawyer, and her parents. And each time she gets off the phone with her mom and dad,
You just got to hang in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Stay strong and hang in there.
All right, hang in there and just keep your eyes behind your head, all right?
Michelle's parents aren't happy we have these recordings.
We're not asking anything over the telephone. You hear that, Channel 7?
It's apparent in many of the conversations, they watch what they say because they know they're being recorded. Sometimes they even talk in code. Tomorrow, I'll show you what they do to disguise their conversations. For Target 7.
So I think that's where y'all were saying they talk in pig Latin. There might be some more of those on here. I'm not sure. I found this one really interesting. There it's called CYFD, but it's like Child Services. So let's see what they have to say.
CYFD says people reported the Martens family to them 5 times before Victoria was killed last summer. The department says most calls were investigated except for one, which claimed a man tried to kiss Victoria.
It's one of the most horrific crimes in New Mexico's history. 10-year-old Victoria Martens brutally killed last year, allegedly by her mother, Michelle Martens, and her boyfriend and his cousin. Tonight, CYFD Secretary Monique Jacobson finally telling us if the state knew Victoria was in danger before she died.
They were complete and thorough investigation.
Jacobson says CYFD got 5 calls since 2015 about Victoria and her younger brother.
5 calls in a year, because remember, this was August of 2016. So they had gotten 5 calls about Victoria and her brother since 2015.
for alleged neglect, like poor hygiene or babysitter concerns. CYFD says some of those calls even came from Michelle herself, blaming her ex-husband for the poor treatment. Jacobson says they did investigate, interviewing both children separately, and neither said they were being mistreated.
We had no proof that any sort of abuse or neglect had occurred.
Jacobson.
Abellis, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming in. And Miss Scorpio just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio Rising. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. I really appreciate that. See if I can see who those went to. Hold on just a minute. Hold on just a minute. My phone's being slow. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. That's why I didn't click that. Okay. Those went to Trisha Lyons in New Mexico. I think it's New Mexico Taco. Pamela Surrey G and Horrid Henry. If you were gifted a membership from Miss Scorpio Rising, please tell, and you are aware, please tell Miss Scorpio Rising thank you. And I will grab the crazy train and pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio Rising. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and welcome to our new members. That was so sweet of you. Abella, it's good to see you. Linda, I'm not sure who contacted CPS. It sounds like several people.
Admits they did not investigate the remaining call from March 2016, 5 months before Victoria's death. A caller said Michelle's ex-boyfriend tried to kiss Victoria.
They did not investigate the one call where Michelle herself called and said that her boyfriend tried to kiss Victoria. They didn't investigate that call. They investigated the calls of neglect, poor hygiene, and the babysitter issue. But when it came to somebody trying to kiss the 10-year-old, they didn't investigate that. That really made me upset.
CYFD says state law only allows them to investigate if a parent, guardian, or custodian harms a child, so they turn the case over to Albuquerque police.
Are you kidding me right now? You can only investigate if a parent or a guardian hurts a child. I mean, that would technically be a guardian, right? If it's the boyfriend of the mother. I'm glad they turned it over to police, but I think more should have been done. I mean, I don't understand why a case wasn't opened.
PD says they did look into it, but ended up doing nothing.
Attempting to do something such as kissing the child is not a crime.
I want y'all to hear that again, because I want to slap somebody right now. I really want to slap this person that's talking. Like, I really would like to just reach through this screen and slap the crap out of them.
Do something such as kissing the child is not a crime. It has to be some sort of contact, or there has to be more to it before it can be considered a crime under New Mexico state law.
Somebody needs to change that damn law, because that's just ridiculous. Roberta K., it does seem like that. It seems like they did fall through the cracks. But why is it not against the law to be kissing on a child like that in an inappropriate way, and the child has to be actually abused before we can do anything about it? Why? Somebody please tell me why. That's so infuriating. Hey, AM. I mean, this subject matter, Nightbot, this subject matter is protecting, is aggravating my peace right now, Nightbot, because that's just, I want to slap somebody. Hey, AM, good to see you. Indy said, don't be kissing on a child in Texas. That's right. That's right. All right, so this is going to be the autopsy. Sorry.
Evan has uncovered new information about this case, new information that is extremely disturbing. This afternoon, her autopsy was released, detailing how the 10-year-old was murdered. Her own mother, one of the suspects in Victoria's rape and death.
Our medical expert, Dr. Amo, reviewed the autopsy and says he has never seen one like it. We do want to warn you again, what Target 7's Nancy Laughlin found is upsetting.
I'm going to go ahead and add a trigger warning.
According to the autopsy report, 10-year-old Victoria was strangled to death, but this also details what medical examiners say happened to her before and after she was killed. KOAT medical expert Dr. Barry Ramo reviewed Victoria Martens' just released autopsy.
The whole thing is beyond anyone's conception that this could happen, especially to a little 10-year-old child.
The autopsy shows the manner of death, homicide.
This is horrible, but it appears that she died from strangulation.
According to the medical examiner's report, sometime before she was killed, the 10-year-old suffered abuse and contracted a sexually transmitted disease.
There was evidence of sexual abuse, both in terms of rectal trauma as well as the fact that she had an infection that she'd had for some time and evidence of the HPV infection.
And according to her autopsy, after she was strangled and killed, Victoria was then stabbed and dismembered. The medical examiner wrote some of her vital organs were found in a plastic bag. The report also says her lifeless body was found wrapped in plastic bags and a cloth that had been set on fire. Her mother, Michelle Martens, is now charged with Victoria's death. Martin's boyfriend, Fabian Gonzalez, is also charged with killing the child. His cousin, Jessica Kelly, is the third suspect in this case. Victoria was killed on August 24th, right around her 10th birthday. The medical examiner.
You're fine. I understand, Ty. I think that's the worst one. We're going to look at opening arguments. I think that is the worst of it, but I understand if you need to leave. Please do so to protect your peace. Thank you, Bazard, so much for the super chat. Bazard says CPS is too red tape and bureaucratic. Shaking my head. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I wasn't even aware until just now that she had all of that trauma. Hey, Marcia, good to see you. Lisa said another thing, we asked both children if they felt they were being abused, and they both said no. Okay, just walk away then. What the heck takes a young child, who the heck takes a young child's word for it as it is? Yeah, I don't know. This is, I would hope that they figured it out because, I mean, funeral homes, they do, they have ways of making people appear better or, not so bad as it is. I don't know how to say that, but funeral homes can do some amazing work, so I'm sure they did. And even if she wasn't able to be seen in the dress, at least she was buried in it and went to heaven in that beautiful white dress. That's just so sweet to me. Angela said children, youth, and families, CYFD is CPS here. Okay, thank you. Roberta said, I'm still trying to catch up on the interrogations. Yeah, there's a lot to go through with that. Hey, Carolina, good to see you. And this is why so many people have lost faith in humanities this day. Yeah, you did, bad girl. It's awful. Okay, so we had talked. We can see real quick who was visiting Jessica. So we'll go ahead and look at that.
You can see the pain on their faces. The grandparents of Victoria Martens in the same room with the three people charged with the gruesome murder of their granddaughter. They are Pat and John Martens, and their daughter Michelle is also accused of killing Victoria. Jail records show they've been to jail 10 times since February to see their daughter, and their visits are regular, almost always on a Saturday. They saw her once a week in February, March, and twice in April. They also saw her face-to-face in court this week. Our cameras were rolling when Michelle Martens gave him a glance. The couple held hands and wore heart-shaped pins that said, "Forever Victoria." Are you worried about your daughter? Another woman charged with killing Victoria is Jessica Kelly. MDC records show she has had only one visitor, a friend named Cherie, who saw her in early February. No visits in March or April. The third suspect in this case is Jessica's cousin, Fabian Gonzalez. MDC records show he has had 5 visitors, all family. Something not on this list, names of attorneys. The jail says they are not on the public visitors list. In court yesterday, we learned the lawyers for all 3 said they have been focused on interviewing witnesses, building a case for 3 separate trials, the first to begin in October.
So that was the visitors list. Okay. This one I found okay, hold on. Let's talk about Fabian Gonzalez's brother. How'd she get them fake eyelashes? I don't know. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Fabian's brother got in trouble for homicide not at some point. So we're going to learn who Fabian's brother is, and then another one of his brothers is going to talk about the gang theory or cartel theory that we have discussed lightly here, and he calls it ridiculous. So first, let's see who he is and his charges, and then it could be a different brother, but somebody speaks on
Good afternoon. We've learned
on the cartel type theory. Hold on, does it show it in here? No, okay.
Good afternoon. We've learned the suspect arrested for yesterday's murder in the South Valley is the brother of Fabian Gonzalez. It was just a few weeks ago he was testifying what a productive citizen he is at his brother's trial in the killing of Victoria Martens. News 13's Ariana Kraft joins us now with details.
Kim, deputies say Joseph Gonzalez gunned down a driver after an argument outside his house. This is just one of the snippets from his testimony at his younger brother Fabian's trial last month.
There's allegations that you might be dangerous. Are you dangerous? No.
Neighbors I spoke with off camera today told me they don't know anyone who really liked Gonzalez in the neighborhood and that he wasn't very friendly. According to the
Imagine that.
criminal complaint, Gonzalez called 911 yesterday morning. When deputies arrived, he was armed with a handgun, and Abner Antillon was on the ground shot 3 times. The 44-year-old claims Antillon was speeding near his home, which led to an argument. BCSO investigators say Gonzalez opened fire as Antillon was walking back to his truck. Gonzalez claimed he was afraid Antillon was going to get a gun, but detectives say he did not have a weapon in his truck. When Gonzalez took the stand in his brother's trial, the state questioned him about any gang affiliations.
Who's in this picture?
My 2 brothers and someone that's no longer with us.
And they're all wearing the same hat?
Hey, Mallory.
They were funny like that. They like to color coordinate. You can see the plaid red shorts as well.
They like to wear red?
They like red.
The victim, Antillon, was a Rio Grande High graduate. He was studying
That's so sad.
psychology at CNM and worked at the college as a mentor to other students. I spoke with one of Antillon's family members today who says he was kind, funny, and charismatic. His wife is pregnant, and they had a baby shower planned for this Saturday. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Ariana. Now, according to online court records, Joseph Gonzalez does have a history of arrests for child molestation, domestic
Jesus.
violence, and in March for trying to take a Volvo from a Repo Man's parking lot, then getting into a fight over it.
Fabian.
Imagine that. Imagine that. That's just, wow. Okay, so this is the one saying that the gang-related theory is ridiculous.
What I want to do with this whole gang thing is I just want to shut it down right here and there.
Gonzalez's brother spoke to Target 7 producer TJ Wilhelm under the condition he not be identified to protect him and his family from any retaliation. He said after he saw stories about his alleged gang involvement, he had to speak out.
For them to come and hang a needle with a thread with this theory, it's so ridiculous because there's no gang that I know of.
Prosecutors say 2 of Fabian's brothers were founding members of the Thugs Causing Chaos gang. To build a gang theory, prosecutors filed.
Thugs Causing Chaos, that's the name of the gang. He's got it. See, the reason I've thought about that and asked about that is that little thing under his chin right there that you see, that's not facial hair. It's some type of tattoo, and the police ask him about it, and usually if the police are asking about specific tattoos like that, it's some kind of gang-related thing. And we had talked about it briefly, but I've tried not to go too far into that theory related to this case. So it's interesting that I found this clip. Lisa, it's good to see you. Lisa said another child lost because CPS failed to protect this child against these monsters, and I agree. Right, Tom?
Filed court documents saying Fabian called one of his brothers for help to retaliate against someone he had gotten into a fight with at a cookout.
Christine.
Target 7 contacted several retired gang detectives who investigated TCK for more than a decade, but none of them knew the Gonzalez brothers to be associated with TCK.
Were you ever a founding member of TCK?
No.
After the prosecution claimed in court filings that Fabian was in the TCK gang, Fabian's attorneys filed a response and included a 2006 questionnaire that Fabian filled out when he was booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Hey, Hannah, it's good to see you. And Belladonna, good to see you. And Abraham, good to see you.
That Fabian said he is a member of a gang, but a completely different gang, and he had gotten into the gang because of his brothers and a close friend.
Oh, wow.
Prosecutors suggest Victoria Martens was killed by a
His response was, "Oh, wow."
mystery man involved in gang retaliation who came to the apartment looking for Fabian.
Hey,
But
Cindy.
gang experts tell Target 7 that child abuse would be an unusual retaliation tactic.
If one of their members is involved in any sort of child abuse, if they do get sent to jail, that's like the ultimate death sentence.
Target 7 reached out to District Attorney Raul Torres for a response, but a spokesperson told us they are currently appealing the recent ruling by a district court that does not allow them to bring up Gonzalez's history, including alleged gang and drug ties. So they're not doing any interviews about the case right now. For Target 7, I'm Doug Fernandez.
I'll try to catch it before it plays that. Okay, I did find the pig Latin. So it says Martin's family uses secret language during jail call. So we'll listen to that. I do have more jail calls. I just seen them on the list.
Accused in the gruesome death of her own daughter. And now Target 7 is uncovering her phone calls from inside the jail.
As Nancy Laughlin reports, the suspects in the Victoria Martens murder know we're listening, and they're going out of their way to try and disguise their conversations.
Michelle Martens on the phone with her mom and dad.
They're playing on the news what you and Tina talked about and what me and you talked about.
Jail phone calls are recorded.
You hear that, Channel 7?
And the people in this conversation know it, so they're trying to keep us from understanding what they say.
Right.
I told them, I says, we'll have to talk op language.
Their code language sounds like this.
Hello? 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 Hi. Happy lop lopo.
What?
Michelle. Wap hop a top, a rapi dapo I now.
But sometimes it seems Michelle doesn't quite understand what her mother's saying either.
Op language.
Oh, yeah.
Mop a top poppy rop.
Pwop. I mean, I don't even think that's pig Latin because pig Latin is where it's backwards and it would be palm, pot, pop, pwop. Like, I don't even think that's pig Latin. They're from up north somewhere. She was from up north. Yeah, it's not pig Latin. I don't know what the hell it is. Right?
He won. Yeah, let them record that. Did you get what I said? Hello?
Jail records show Michelle's parents visit her in jail at least once a week, and they talk on the phone at least once a week, too.
I'll let them figure that one out, too.
One of the things they thought we wouldn't figure out is when Michelle's dad made a joke out of a recent vacation, exaggerating where they went and what happened.
Yeah, how was the trip?
It was good. It was good. Yeah, Argentina was great.
Yeah, take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, took a lot of pictures, and we brought home the Zika virus.
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness.
That'll be next on the news.
What is next?
Okay, wait a minute. You figured it out? Hello is hoppy eloapi? So if you figured this out, what the hell did they say? Hold on. Let me go back. Because she says let them figure out what that says.
Oh, yeah.
Mop, M-A-T-P-E-W? What does that say? Consonants. Oh, man. Consonants. I should know. Lord, you gonna have me using Google. Hold on. A consonant is a value that does not change. What? I'm still confused. Okay, let me just play this. Tell me if you know what it says.
Yeah.
Mop a top poppy rop. He won. Yeah, let them record that. Did you get what I said? Hello?
Jail records show Michelle's parents visit her in jail at least once a week, and they talk on the phone at least once a week, too.
I'll let them figure that one out, too.
One of the things they thought we wouldn't figure out is when Michelle's dad made a joke out of a recent vacation, exaggerating where they went and what happened.
Yeah, how was the trip?
I can't
It was
either.
good. It was good. Yeah, Argentina was great.
Yeah, take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, took a lot of pictures, and we brought home the Zika virus.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be next on the news.
What is next on the news Tuesday at 10? Hear from Victoria's other accused killers. Fabian Gonzalez also talks to his mother a lot about Victoria and the other suspects. What he claims will clear him of this crime. For Target 7, I'm Nancy Laughlin.
Okay.
3 bombshells today in the Victoria Martens murder case. A plea deal for her mother. Charges.
Okay, hold on. We'll come to that one. We'll come back to that one in a minute. That's not my playlist. Hold on. Okay, so there was some more jail calls that I did not see before. This was interesting. Okay, so I guess we'll just start with what was next in the playlist.
Fabian Gonzalez was less than pleased when he found out his cousin and co-defendant, Jessica Kelly, won't have to face a jury.
I'm just upset why they let her even take that when they should have served justice and took her to trial and found her guilty for what she did.
Gonzalez may have more reasons to be upset than that. Jessica Kelly told the court about her part in one of New Mexico's most grisly crimes, and she pointed the finger at Gonzalez.
No contest.
Jessica Kelly said a man she didn't know came into the apartment and killed Victoria Martens on the little girl's 10th birthday. Then she said she and Gonzalez tried to hide what happened by dismembering the child.
Did you see the news?
Yeah, that's awful. You know what I mean? That's not justice for Victoria, and that's what me off is letting that piece of like that.
I know.
That piece of have to go to trial and answer for what she did.
This is a recorded phone conversation.
So that's telling me he's blaming Jessica. But I think it is him. I'm going to play that again. Hold on.
Dismembering the child.
Did you see the news?
Yeah, that's awful. You know what I mean? That's not justice for Victoria, and that's what.
So I guess it's the news saying that there's a 4th suspect. Hey, guilty of crime. Good to see you. Oh. Okay. So maybe I can go back and figure it out. So he says that's not what pisses me off, letting people off, but he said what's important to me is that he said it's not justice for Victoria. So I don't know if he's saying that because he knows he's being recorded, but it seems to me like he really did want her to get justice. I don't personally think he was as involved as people say he was. I'm assuming again that they're talking about the 4th suspect so far.
Me off is letting that piece of like that.
I know.
That piece have to go to trial and answer.
Oh, okay. So now he's talking about Jessica because Jessica ended up taking a plea deal. He's the only one that goes to trial, and he's the only trial we have to watch. And he's saying that piece of shit doesn't have to go to trial and answer for what she did. He's definitely talking about Jessica. And again, I think that Jessica had a lot more to do with this than any of them did. Michelle was just absent. Not absent from the crime scene, but absent-minded and not paying attention to what was really going on with her child, in my opinion.
For what she did.
This is a recorded phone conversation from jail between Fabian Gonzalez and a woman. The call takes place right after Gonzalez found out Kelly took a plea deal.
And then she's going to justify you against you.
That's fine. We've been knowing that that's a lie, though. If that's been something that she's been trying to, that's a lie.
So they're talking about Jessica testifying against him, and he knows about it, and he's like, it's a lie. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. Looks like he's a Grizzly fan with that tattoo. Angela said in audio, Jessica Kelly says there was 3 other people in the home when she was murdered. Oh my goodness. Shraddha asked, why would Jessica not tell them who the dude was? The same reason she's a piece of crap human being. She's awful. She might not know him. She might only know him by nicknames. I don't know. Sounds like the song Judy Jetson wrote. Oh goodness. Um, he, do you think he did? Because I do think that he said just that's not going to be justice for Victoria. I don't think he's talking crap about Victoria, but maybe. I mean, I suppose possible. My mind keeps thinking more about his brother being involved. You know, I had never thought about that. That's an interesting theory. Since we just learned that his brother did have SA on a child charges. So did, I mean, yeah, the whole family is like Jessica did, his brother did. He does. He's got some kind of lisp. It sounds like in that family there's some generational sexual abuse going on for sure. If I had to speculate.
I'm not worried about that.
In court records, Kelly claimed after she and Gonzalez cut up Victoria, the pair tried to clean up the blood. Kelly.
He got the black eye because Jessica Kelly took an iron to his face and to Michelle Martin's face, and they got stitches because they were all busted up. Abraham said she did all that lying, looking to take the focus away from her, in my opinion. So I know you were one of the ones. I'm going to go back to this clip, the very first clip that I played for those of you coming in, because I want y'all to see something in reference to the mother right after this.
Kelly later set the child on fire in a bathtub. The two cousins, once friends, now appear to be enemies.
I didn't even know that person. I thought I knew that person, but I guess I didn't, so.
Well, you're not talking to her ever again. That's for sure. Never again.
KOAT legal expert John Day says he is not at all surprised to see two people who've known each other their whole lives turn on each other.
The idea that blood is thicker than water, that may be accurate unless and until you're faced with a murder prosecution.
Gonzalez is charged with child abuse resulting in death and tampering with evidence, including removing Victoria's body parts.
His trial date is still up in the air. The state is fighting to get more evidence and Gonzalez's past allowed in. So the trial date is now on hold until a higher court makes a decision. For Target 7, I'm Nancy Laughlin.
So, hold on.
Still, John Day thinks that he will be going to trial no later than the summer.
So this did go to trial, but it was only 2 years ago. Okay, I want to show y'all something in reference to Michelle Martens.
Fabian Gonzalez and Michelle Martens are no longer charged with the murder of 10-year-old Victoria Martens.
So this is going to be important to hear when it comes to Michelle Martens and everything she said to police. I want, because, those of you who have been here when we were going through the interrogations, we were discussing the possibility of false confessions. This was what they figured out later. I'm going to take it back just a little bit.
Old Victoria Martens.
We were forced to consider the possibility that Michelle Martens had falsely incriminated herself and Fabian Gonzalez in this heinous act.
Target 7 looked through the transcripts of the interview Martens had with police after the...
Now, these transcripts are from the interviews we just did yesterday, which was Victoria Martens' second and third interrogation.
The girl's death. And we found some glaring contradictions.
The detective asks her, "How did Victoria die? Do you know?" Michelle responds by saying she tasted the meth that was on the table. Later in that same interview, an investigator asks again, "How did they kill her, Michelle? How did they kill Victoria?" This time, Michelle says by stabbing her. They ask her once more later, "How did they kill your daughter?" And she says by raping her. The investigators didn't understand that answer, and she says they covered her mouth. Even the police asking the questions admit they don't understand why Martens is admitting to horrible crimes. They told her, "I guess sometimes I don't understand why you'll tell the truth on these big, huge things, but on little things you try to lie, and it makes no sense to me." Prosecutors hired a forensic psychiatrist named Dr. Michael Wellner, who said a combination of trauma, drug abuse, and suggestive questioning by police made Michelle Martens give them false statements.
She made admissions she felt were separating herself from the murder and the dismemberment, but in fact, she was placing herself there.
Yeah, so that goes more into the false confession things, and I question cognitive ability along with the trauma, drug use, and leading questions by detectives. Something that you said, Linda reminded us that there was unidentified male DNA on Victoria. I wonder if there was another person involved. And we're talking about the brother and Fabian's brother, who has been convicted of child sexual assault or contact with a minor, something to that effect, if they have been convicted of those things, their DNA would be on file. So I don't know. Uh, Somebody was involved who has not ever been convicted of anything, or at least they don't have their DNA on file. So it might not have been the brother. It had to be somebody there who hasn't been convicted. And hey, the Autumn, it's good to see you. Carolina said, boom, detectives dropped the ball big time. There you go. That's what I've been saying all along. Yeah, I know. It's weird, though, because, yeah, I think so. I don't know if I think they just get your DNA if it's a felony, but I know that they get handprints and fingerprints. It's weird because, I mean, again, people ask, why would somebody, admit to all these horrendous things? That she's being asked about, it's just it's you don't see it that often. Okay, so this is going to talk about it says Fabian Gonzalez's trial, a closer look at the fourth suspect, the unidentified male DNA. Oh, hold on. This is a social media insight on the murder suspects. I thought this was interesting, and then we'll talk about the unidentified male DNA. Hold on.
Mexico Department of Corrections says Jessica Kelly was released from prison earlier this month, and as soon as she was out, it appears she was on Facebook. Kelly posted this photo on August.
Look at that. Does that even look like her? August 15th. Like she had just gotten out and posted this picture on Facebook. And I can't tell what kind of car seats that is, but I think Michelle had like a Buick or a Mercury or something, and it looks like it could have been her car seat. Look, she even put the word premiere in the corner. Like, this is my premiere, fresh out of jail. Come holla at me. Abraham said, he's been saying what I'm saying. She kept agreeing with everything the officers were saying because it removed her from the dismembering. You think so? Amy said brother was Jessica's cousin as well, and he did look like he was intimidating. He did, yeah. It would have been Fabian's brother would have also been Jessica's cousin. Belladonna said, but wouldn't the unidentified DNA if the brothers be similar to Fabian's and then they know the missing person and Fabian are related? Right. Yes. That's what makes me think that I don't know if it is any of them. 2016. Yeah, with the premiere sticker. Like, let me premiere fresh out of prison on some damn sexual assault charges. Jessica Kelly did get 44 years. She took a plea. Abraham said, every time I see a pic of Kelly, it's like a different person. It is. It really is. Like, what? Okay.
15th. In the comments, one person asks, so you still on paper or free as a bird? Kelly responds, free. Later in the comments on the photo, someone else posts, what the expletive did you go back for? Likely referencing why Kelly was in prison in the first place. She replies, trafficking and parole violation. Got snatched up with.
What? Her response was trafficking and parole violation, got snatched up with strippers? Like, I mean, that just tells you what kind of person she is. What kind of person, what?
With some strippers. Kelly was arrested and charged along with Fabian Gonzalez and Michelle Martens in the death of 10-year-old Victoria. We found Michelle's Facebook page is full of pictures with little Victoria, but in the last few hours, people have started to comment on what happened after.
Sorry, y'all, my mic cut out. Basil chewed the cord, and sometimes it cuts out. But yeah, I don't know who the hell would be bragging about some shit like that. Sorry, let me see what y'all are saying. Okay, I'll go ahead and play this.
After learning the news of this brutal murder, many expressing rage and anger toward Michelle, comments that are so expletive, we've had to blur them out.
Many of you are joining the conversation, and we're asking for your comments, your questions, what we can do to help tell this story. Post those on our page, facebook.com/KOAT7. In the newsroom, I'm Kirsten Swanson, KOAT, Action 7 News.
But prosecutors went to great lengths to convince.
So we were talking about possible cartel related instances in this, and then I mean, we have Fabian Gonzalez's brother says the gang theory is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know how you cut up a child and remove their organs and things like that. I don't know. It's questionable. Yes, my brand new one. Like, I love Basil so much, but he irritates me sometimes. I should have put the cord up. It's my fault. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But I think it was for like sexual contact with a minor was her charge previously, and then she assaulted somebody in jail. So this is going to be a jail call where Jessica Kelly and her sister talk about Victoria's homicide in jail calls.
This is a free call from
Crystal.
You have seen and heard a lot about Jessica Kelly's sister, Crystal. She was the one kicked out of court when she caused a ruckus during a court hearing for Jessica.
I'm going to get you, Michelle.
Get out.
Court records also show, like her sister, Crystal Kelly has spent a lot of time behind bars. In the weeks following Victoria Martens' murder, Crystal Kelly was sent to the Metropolitan Detention Center for an alleged crime unrelated to Victoria's murder.
It has nothing to do with their.
Crystal tells her mother while behind bars at MDC, jail staffers are making sure the two sisters are kept apart.
We don't know if they're going to try hurting your sister. I said, you guys are pathetic. I said, I need to talk to my sister. Like, I want to tell her bye.
Crystal and her mother frequently talk about Jessica's case, a woman charged with killing and dismembering a 10-year-old little girl.
Hey, it's going to come out. Like, even like you said, there's only one set of prints on the murder weapon, and it ain't my sister. So.
I know, because I know she didn't do this, but
they have nothing but hearsay.
I know. And I know, we know her.
In other calls with other people, Crystal talks about her sister a lot.
She wouldn't hurt a kid. Like, I know my sister, she wouldn't hurt a kid. I could see her maybe trying to get rid of the body or something after it was done, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay, let's go with that theory. That would put the theory as she had somebody hurt the child and then she got rid of the body after. I mean, that's one theory, and that she was involved in whatever happened. But either way, she let somebody in that house that hurt the child, because cell phone records prove that Michelle and Fabian weren't even there when it happened. That's interesting because Angela said, I saw her 2012 record and it's under Kelly, not Kelly, in New Mexico courts. I'm going to try to look that up after today's live and see what I can find on it and pull on it. I do want to try to get these jail calls too. Yeah, the whole family does. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I got a lot of questions still.
In another call, Crystal's mother says she wants to go to Jessica's court hearings, but
Nobody that wants to go with me, and I'm by myself if I go.
The mother tells Crystal she believes one day both her daughters will no longer be behind bars.
You know my birthday falls on Thanksgiving? Yep. And I'm going to be thankful to be bringing my children home with me. And when you girls come home, we're all going to go in together, me, you, and Jessica. We're going to get us a house, and we're just going to get us a big house.
In another phone call, though, Crystal tells a guy she's talking to her mom's not being realistic.
We're going to get a big house and we're going to live together, me, you, and Jessica. I'm like, Jessica's not going to be out anytime soon, and where am I going to get money for a big house?
Prosecutors believe Jessica Kelly is a key figure in this case. They wanted to strike a plea deal with her to get more answers about other suspects in Victoria's death, but a judge wouldn't sign off on it. Now Kelly is set to go to trial in January. For Target 7, I'm Nancy Laughlin.
Oh, I think I accidentally skipped the one about the, yeah, okay, so this is going to talk about the fourth suspect or unknown male DNA.
But prosecutors went to great lengths to convince the jury Victoria's killer is a yet-to-be-identified man. They argued he killed the girl in retaliation against Gonzalez, saying this was yet another way he created a dangerous situation that led to her death. So I asked, why spend so much time on resources and this issue in this trial where no one was actually charged with murder?
It was meant to just give them everything that we had, and I think in the end they were able to see that this defendant was in fact guilty for participating in setting up the situation that led to her death.
The theory here is that there's a fourth unidentified person that is not being held accountable. How do we reconcile that, and is the state dedicating any resources to finding this fourth unidentified person?
Well, our hope is that this fourth person will be identified eventually. But what we know is that the three people who were prosecuted in this case, those three people had a role in Victoria's death, and that's why they were prosecuted.
Prosecutors say Victoria Martens' murder case is still open with APD. And without mentioning specifics, they say resources are still dedicated to finding this mystery man. However, the defense maintains the real killer is already in prison.
The person who killed little Victoria made a plea bargain and testified falsely in this case, and she's probably laughing now at the fact that the state of New Mexico accepted her version of what happened.
Did the state make...
So that's interesting. We haven't seen all that, and we're going to go over it. Angela, I just checked because I thought you said you emailed it to me now. You can email it to me if you want to, and we can go over it. I don't know, because we've been going for an hour and 21 minutes. I don't know if we'll have time to go over the court stuff today. We might have to start tomorrow. We'll see. I think the brother, oh yeah, the brother is in prison on homicide for shooting that man outside his house.
Make a mistake in giving Jessica Kelly the plea deal that she got?
Jessica Kelly is in prison today because she played a role in Victoria Martens' death.
With all due respect, that didn't answer my question.
Hey, Emma.
Is that enough time for her role in this? I mean, did the state make a mistake? Is Jessica Kelly getting a good deal out of what her involvement in Victoria's death ultimately was?
So in assessing this case, we had 3 different defendants, and our goal in this case was to make sure that every one of those individuals received punishment for their role in Victoria's death. And that's the goal that we achieved today.
Is there anything you want to tell the community about finally arriving to this point, and should they be pleased with what justice for Victoria Martens looked like?
I think that's a big question. So I'm going to try and unpack it a little bit. You know, I think that we are grateful to the community for sticking with us through this trial. I think that we always are going to hold out hope that we can identify this 4th person. And if we do so, then they can rest assured that we will prosecute that person as vigorously as we did the defendant who was found guilty today.
There is still at least one more chapter left in.
So that's talking about the trial that we're going to try to get into. This one is Jessica Kelly devises a plan to make money while locked up.
You are already paying for her to stay in prison. Now she's devising a plan to get even more of your money by suing. Only Target 7 is closely following every development in the Victoria Martens case.
And tonight we've uncovered new recordings that detail how one of the suspects says she's planning to make bank while she's locked up.
Jessica Kelly, you've seen her before in a wheelchair, limping in court, even falling down from an injury that happened the night 10-year-old Victoria Martens was murdered.
I mean, you know, I'm not surprised to hear that Jessica Kelly would be trying to come up with a way to make money behind bars. It does not surprise me in the least, honestly.
My leg, I don't know what kind of surgery I had or whatever, but it's pretty messed up.
In a jailhouse phone call,
This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
she talks about cashing in on that injured leg.
I was going to try to fall down the stairs so I could sue him, so I could send the kids some money. Would have hurt, but would have been worth it.
Yeah.
She even says there was an opportunity to take a spill on purpose, but jail guards held onto her too tightly.
They tried to move me upstairs, and I couldn't walk downstairs, so they moved me back downstairs. Yeah. So I was going to try to fall. I was like, yep.
The woman accused of not only killing little Victoria, but doing horrific things to her body and then setting her on fire in a bathtub has kids of her own. And it's clear in her conversations with family, Jessica wants to make money so her children have a better life.
I'm going to take some classes and stuff and see if I could go ahead and start writing books, if that's what I have to do, just to, you know what I mean, for you guys.
Yeah.
To get money.
Not only
Stop it, ma'am. No.
does she want money for her kids, she wants money for herself.
I sent you $45, Jessica.
Did you? Thank you, Mom.
Money to buy stuff in jail.
If I want all my hygiene and I want coffee, then I don't buy food.
She budgets to buy what she wants.
Mom, I just want to go home already.
I know, babe. I know.
When I talk to you guys, it makes me feel better.
She makes saving money to
No
make
doubt.
jail phone calls a priority. Phone calls Target 7 is listening to closely. For Target 7, I'm Justin Matthews.
So next, she's going to talk to her kids.
I just love you, my baby.
Jessica Kelly is one of 3 people charged with raping.
She's telling her kids that she loves them, but where was the love for Victoria? Because regardless, she let somebody hurt that child, and she did what she did. She did the bulk of the dismembering and all that. I don't care what kind of substances you were on. I don't care how hard you were tripping. I no. And there's something about this 2012 charges. I don't know if it involves her kids or somebody else's kids, but no. I don't even know how she's able to talk on the phone to her kids.
Strangling, dismembering, and burning a little girl, 10-year-old Victoria Martens. This accused child rapist and killer is also a mom.
I want you to be my little Baba forever.
Phone calls from the Bernalillo County Metropolitan Detention Center between Jessica Kelly and her daughter reveal a very different side of Jessica. In one call, she tells her daughter she's worried about her. She asks if she's keeping up her grades. The two talk about school.
I really don't know about finals. I didn't really go to high school.
Jessica tells her daughter she dropped out to have a baby, that she regrets leaving school, but
I have my daughter, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
court records show Jessica Kelly had a baby girl in 2001. But documents show because Jessica and the baby's father struggled with drugs and Jessica was in and out of jail, other relatives are raising that child.
Lisa, Michelle Martens was her mother, and there's interrogations from her out there. Hey, Jerica, it's good to see you. You're not late. You got here right when you were meant to be here. Jimmy Lee Jordan Brand, it's good to see you. Jimmy Lee Jordan Brand said, I didn't feel like there was much wrong with what detectives got out of Michelle. At one point, she mentioned a pillow, but the detectives were focused more on the knife wounds and dismemberment. Yeah, I don't know. That interrogation, I have a lot of questions. Why is there not a restraining order in place for her not to speak to the other kids? Yeah, I'm wondering how she was even able to talk to them. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, rude, or anything. I understand the kids have a parent that they want to talk to, but she's not safe to be around anybody. 5 days in the home and look like what she did. Yeah, it looks like she went out of her way to look like that too. Like what? Right, the Autumn? I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. Still on paper, maybe still in the prison system or something. I need to try to find that out. I haven't found that out. Oh, I'm sorry, Belladonna. I'm sure your children will still talk to you, though. You might have grandchildren one day. Oh, on parole? I'm not sure. Yes, this has gone to trial. We're going to look at the opening statements as soon as we can. I don't know if we'll be able to get to it today. The Autumn said this woman was just who helped dismember Victoria and or also assaulted her, and it's very confusing with her mom's interrogation claims. Yes.
Kelly still keeps in contact with her.
You still have your picture book from when you were a little girl?
Jailhouse phone calls show Jessica Kelly has a young son, too. Court records involving his custody are sealed. Jessica has casual conversations with her kids, but there is nothing simple about what those children are going through. Their mother is about to go on trial for murder.
I heard brothers posting stuff on Facebook or posting stuff in the comments. She's trying to stick up her mom, but she needs to just leave it alone.
Jessica's daughter talks about seeing her mom on the news. The teen said she was upset when she saw Jessica fall in court. Jessica tells her not to worry.
I have your pictures in my room, and I talk to you guys, and I cry.
Phone conversations reveal the children have visited their mother in jail. Jessica is making plans for the holidays.
I'll make you guys big blankets and stuff for Christmas, too.
In calls with other family members, Jessica says she regrets not being there for her children. This mother, charged with killing a child, can't be.
Love you so much, my love.
All 3 suspects are due in court next month. For Target 7, I'm Nancy Laughlin.
Okay. So she just sent me the link to look up her record. Hold on. Let's try this. Yep. Okay. Okay, there's no motorcycles. Hold on. Okay, so we need last first. You said it's spelled Kelly. Let's try it. Hold on. Last, first, and then middle. Let me try it with no comma. Oh, okay. So it goes down to 2016, date of birth, 1987, 1984. Oh, okay, hold on. We need to listen. We need to go back to something for this. Amy, thank you so much for gifting 5 Speculation Station memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. Let me see if I can see who those went to. If you guys were gifted a membership from Amy and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Amy thank you. Those went to Astoria Herald, Jesse Drastic, 541 Hollywood, KWS, and Lynn and God's Angels. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. That was so sweet and supportive of you. I really appreciate that. And I will grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so very much. So you said hers is 1984. I remembered 1984 and 1981, but I don't see a 1981, so let's try 1984. Okay. So this was a battery charge, not guilty. Prosecution unwilling to proceed. That's all that's on that one. Try that one. Criminals. Okay, okay, I think this is the one. Yeah, this is from 2012. This is the one that she had just gotten out on, and it was let me give y'all a heavy trigger warning because this is going to be hard to hear. So it's criminal sexual penetration in the second degree, aided or abetted by another, conspiracy to commit criminal sexual penetration in the second degree, aided or abetted by another, kidnapping in the first degree, conspiracy to commit kidnapping in the first degree, and battery. This is concerning the aided and abetted by another because that's what happened with Victoria. So do we know who was aiding and abetting her to do this? Because that's what the theory is with Victoria Martens. Somebody did something to Victoria Martens and she aided and abetted by disposing of the child afterwards and dismembering her. I apologize, all the trigger warnings. She pled guilty or no contest plea to conspiracy to commit criminal sexual penetration of the second degree, aided or abetted by another. I think that could be the where she assaulted somebody in jail with a mop. Sorry, I know this is all very triggering. I apologize for that. So the first one, criminal sexual penetration in the second degree, aided or abetted by another one, was dismissed by the prosecutor, and the rest of them were dismissed by the prosecutor except for the conspiracy to commit. The kidnapping charge would have been if she put the girl in, like, so if they took the girl to the jail cell and wouldn't let her out of the jail cell and then assaulted her in this way, that would have been a kidnapping charge. Sorry. Yeah, this is what she had just gotten out of jail on. But I think that happened while it was in jail. So it says, order regarding alleged probation violation, not in custody, continue on steps, no action to be taken from 2015, 2013, just as entry of judgment, October 2013, judgment, sentence, commitment, judgment, sentence, and commitment, sentenced to 3 years in Department of Corrections, 354 days preset credit, 2 years parole. So she did 354 days and was on parole for 2 years for her charge on October 4th of 2013. September 23rd, 2013, repeat offender plea. September 23rd, order for consolidation. So they consolidated her charges into one or several, or they made it smaller. She had a bunch of charges and they consolidated them basically. Okay, we're going to use this one. It sucks, but I had to get my other one fixed. I sincerely apologize about that. I apologize if my voice sounds weird. This is just a cheap one that I had. I got to get another headset. Okay, so on July 16th of 2013, it says witness list. First addendum to notice of intent to call witness. July 11th, 2013, order to transport to district attorney's office to be returned immediately following the witness interview. Let me make this big. Yeah, Basil, he's got to stop it. I'm upset. I should have put it up though, so it's my fault. On April 16th of 2013, they sealed a document. She was transported several times. Orders of release, notice of judge assignment, demand for notice of intention to claim alibi and or entrapment, certificate of disclosure information. So if you guys saw, like, she's like, I got my papers on that. It's over and done. I want to see what this is. Bench warrant failed to appear. This might be somebody else. I don't know. Okay. So let's see what this one is. Shoplifting and failure to appear in court from 2011. Attorney was appointed. There was an entry of appearance file. Failure to appear in court. Court warrant canceled. So she was shoplifting. I think this is the last one. Failure to pay a hearing and arraignment for no driver's license. I want to know what put her in jail, though, where she got in trouble for the assault. Hey, Linda, thank you for so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. That was so very sweet of you. Pamela, thank you for saying thank you for the gifted membership. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Linda. That was so sweet of you. Can you guys... Okay, I see it moving. I assume y'all can hear me. Let me... Can y'all hear me? Okay, you can. Thank you. Abraham said, I'm scared of Jessica's sister. She looks to be worse than Jessica. Okay. Thank you, guys. Sorry about that. So I'm not seeing what would have put her in court for, like, the original charge. Why was she in the DOC when she assaulted that one person? Because the rest of these are 1990, 1987. We don't get a middle name. Yeah, I don't know what put her in court for this one. Because she was in court when this happened. There was a grand jury trial. I mean, but this doesn't tell me what happened. And then she was on probation. Let me see what this one is. I don't know. That could be somebody else. Interesting. All right, let me pull the videos back up. Let me see what y'all are saying. I don't think the assault charge was on a child. Yeah, I think it was the adult thing, but she did have sexual contact with a minor because she mentions that in the in the interview that we get from the hospital. She says, why does this list my charges? It says, where they do your affiant has been trained in these things, and it says, like, things about minors and all of that. So I'm wondering where that came from. like, I guess it was a sealed record because she's like, even in that interview, she says that those records are supposed to be sealed because she got her papers for that. Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing it. I think it was Angela who shared it. The rest are under Kelly 1984. Okay, hold on. Let me try to pull that up. Actually, I'm going to put on a video for us to watch while I try to get that one pulled up. Thank you so much for that, Angela. So this is Fabian Gonzalez makes future plans during jail calls.
There are 3 people accused of killing 10-year-old Victoria Martens. The criminal complaint about the night the little girl was killed and dismembered is really tough to read. The details are brutal. Investigators say the little girl's own mother was there when she was raped and killed. Michelle Martens is in jail, and her family has learned Target 7 is listening to the recorded Jailhouse phone calls.
You hear that, Channel 7?
Now, Martens rarely makes a phone call. If she does, it's to her attorney. And the 2 other suspects, Jessica Kelly and Fabian Gonzalez, spend a lot of time on the phone. We found out Fabian Gonzalez talks to his mom and a female friend a lot.
Thank you for everything, and I'll see you on Sunday still.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good night. Sweet dreams, Kay, and Angel and Phil. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. I'll be calling you tomorrow, okay?
They talk about everything.
How's your tattoo?
Oh my God, my tattoo is it's bothering me today.
Yeah, funny.
Gonzalez is always upbeat.
You know how to cook the English egg McMuffins, either with the bacon or sausage homemade? Oh, they come out good.
Yeah.
He's supposed to go on to trial in October.
I know I'm going home.
Yep.
And I don't have to worry. I'm not even worried. Sometimes I just get discouraged because I'm still here, but I know, you know what I mean? I always knew I was going to be able to go home. I just didn't think it was going to take this long.
He tells his mother he's learned a thing or two about trust. One of the other suspects in the killing is his own cousin, Jessica Kelly.
And it's awful that you can't trust everybody, but you can't, son. You can't.
Yeah. I know, well, especially if it's someone that's from your family, you know what I mean? You would think, you know what I mean? It's awful.
He tells his mom when he gets out of jail, he's going to take her to a salon.
You know what they can do? They can massage my legs and my arms, though.
Yes, I did the pedicure on the feet.
Gonzalez is convinced he's getting out.
Soon, I'll be home soon. Okay? I love you guys.
We will get through this, son.
Huh?
I say, yes, we will get through this, too.
We're already gotten through it. It's just, we're at the ending now.
I just love you, my baby.
Jessica
Okay.
Kelly is one of
Can
3 people
you-
charged with raping, strangling, dismembering, and
What
burning
is
a
going
little
on?
girl, 10-year-old.
Okay, hold on just a second. Why can't I hear? Okay, so I know you can hear me. Okay, so we got. This is. Sorry. Okay, so this is Jessica Kelly from 19. This is, I guess, the Victoria Martens case. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Ninny. Ninny said, I believe she was in jail for a violation, and during that time she got all those charges. At least that's what I read when I looked her up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, but I'm wondering what was the charge that she was in jail for originally. Thank you for being here. Okay, so this is under her Kelley name, and then this is State of New Mexico versus Jessica Kelly from 1984. So let's see what this one says. This is assault upon a peace officer from 2007, restraining, evading, and obstructing an officer from 2007, to which she pleaded guilty or no contest. They revoked her probation in 2008. She admits revoked, sentenced to 328 days, community custody authorized. Goodness gracious. I mean, and this is all just 2007 and 2008 grand jury indictment. And the ones, we just saw that big long list of the ones from 2000, what were we looking at, 2012 and 2013? If I click the date of birth tab, it will arrange by year, and I can click her year. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh my God. Like, look, all of these could possibly be her. I think that's the first one. Petitioner respondent, pretrial custody and visitation. This is modifying her custody and visitation. 2008, complaint and disposed, child support hearing. So she was behind on her child support. I don't know what the charges are for this one, though. Oh, maybe it was child support. Enforcement modification of custody. Okay, yeah. So they modified her custody and visitation. Gonzalez, I'm wondering if Fabian's parents have her child. Abraham said, poor kid, aside from what his life was outside of this case, I feel bad for him because I think he was wrapped up in the and is now cause of bad decisions he made to help after the fact. Yeah, are you talking about Fabian? They're all her? Jeez Louise. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up if y'all don't mind. Okay. Sorry about the issues. I'm back on the one that cuts out, so if I cut out, I'll switch the other microphone. I hate the other one, though. So this appears to be a child support and modification for custody of visitation, but what I'm noticing is the person who has the child's last name is Gonzalez right here. So that makes me think it could be Fabian's parents. All right. So we looked up that one. See what this one is. Bond company. Oh, okay. There we go. So this is from 2010. Trafficking controlled substances possessed with intent to distribute narcotic or methamphetamine, first offense. DUI, driving while under the influence of liquor and or drugs. She blew a .08 or above. This was her first offense. Possession of marijuana. Accident involving damage to vehicle, reckless driving, failure to obey traffic control devices. She ran through a stoplight, I guess. Oh, and it says drivers must be licensed. So I guess she didn't have any license. Failure to carry proof of financial responsibility. So maybe no insurance. Possession of drug paraphernalia. Good God Almighty. Hey, Trailgazer. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. The 1984 are all hers. Yeah, thank you. Maybe Kelly. Yeah, it might be because she did say she was married. So maybe her last name would have been Gonzalez. That might be why she said on Facebook that she was there for trafficking. Yeah, that could be it. That makes more sense. You're talking about Fabian. Yeah. Okay. So trafficking of a controlled substance. We got that. Possession of intent to distribute. Interesting. So that's probably, this one that we just looked at, that's probably why she was in jail. The controlled substance possessed with intent to distribute, and it was methamphetamine. Possession of marijuana. She got in a wreck. She drove through a stoplight of some sort, was what I'm assuming. She didn't have her license on her or her insurance, and had drugs on her, was drunk as fuck. There was drug paraphernalia. Like, ma'am, I'm going to need you to sit all the fucking way down. She is a real jib, isn't she, Linda? Y'all think so? I mean, I would be interested to know if you really think this was gang involvement or somebody wanting to be in the gang and just acting a complete ass. I think she could have a rap sheet under a maiden name as well. Mind blowing. Maybe we should look that up after we go through these. Wait a minute. So is her middle name Rosalie? Jessica Rosalie from 1984? Let's see. I wish we could, like, there's no pictures. God almighty, look at that. We might find out. What are these charges? Reckless. Oh, yeah. Okay. So her middle name is Rosalie. I'm not trying to dox, but F you, Jessica. You need to be doxed. Honestly, I'm sorry. So this is for the Victoria Martens case. So that tells me her middle name is definitely Rosalie. So she got reckless abuse of a child resulting in death, first degree murder, willful and deliberate, aggravated criminal sexual penetration of a child under 13 years of age. Okay, so the aggravated criminal sexual penetration we just saw did not say a child or anything like that. So I'm assuming it was an adult. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know a lot of times they'll hit you with a bunch of charges, and a lot of them do get dismissed by the DA simply because it's hard to prove definitively to a court of law or especially a jury that this person did these things, they knew what they were doing, and you got to have so much evidence to prove each charge. A lot of them do get dismissed, unfortunately. AM said, no wonder why Fabian was so scared of his cousin. That girl is crazy. I don't know why he brought her into his girlfriend's house. Probably because she had access to methamphetamine, if I had to guess. Always risk it and run through stop signs when you have drugs and paraphernalia. Every single time. They are public records, so. All the aliases she's gone by. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Miss Scorpio. Yeah, I wouldn't be out here putting out people's full names and shit, but like, no ma'am. She deserves it. I'm sorry. So she got the 2 counts of aggravated criminal sexual penetration on a child under 13 years of age, tampering with evidence, highest crime, a capital, first or second degree felony. She got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. I'm not even going to tell you where my mind's at right now because that would be really triggering. So next is there's an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Conspiracy to commit international abuse of a child resulting in death, child under 12. International? Why do we have this word international here? Okay, we need Google. Hold on. Oh, I gotta move this cord. Don't disconnect. Just stay there. Okay. Conspiracy to commit international abuse of a child. Conspiracy to commit international abuse of a child means that 2 or more individuals agree to commit a criminal act related to child abuse, even if the act itself is not carried out. It requires proof of intent, an agreement between 2 parties, and sometimes an overt act in furtherance of the crime. So that's what that meant. It doesn't necessarily mean international, like in another nation. Because I was like, were they trying to take her across the border? But that's not what it means. It means that it's a pretty bad thing, though. 2 or more individuals agree to commit a criminal act related to child abuse. And we do have a theory that that's what happened. Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute, hold on. But that's not what it is. She agreed. Somebody came in and hurt Victoria, and then she dismembered Victoria. That's what that charge reflects to me. I mean, that's what it appears to say. Because I was with y'all. I was like, wait a minute. Is she like taking kids across the border or something? What the hell's going on here? Okay. Conspiracy to commit criminal sexual penetration in the first degree, child under 13. Oh, yeah, that's the one we just read. Conspiracy to commit tampering with evidence, capital crime, or first or second degree felony, resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer, and that's where she jumped off the balcony. So yeah, this just went to court in 2022. That's all of the court dates for this case. Dismissing petition for writ of habeas corpus. Application, petition, or motion denied. pre-appointment review. Defendant's motion is denied. Court has no jurisdiction to entertain this motion. So that's all. Goodness. It scrolls like forever and a day. Look at all that. I'm still scrolling down. Statement by a bunch of people. A bunch of people made statements. Those are all people making statements. That tells us the judge and stuff. Warrant quashed. Oh, the warrants and stuff were where she was in jail. All of these people, I'm not going to stop on them, but there's a bunch of people who testified. We'll get to see that tomorrow. I'm going back up now. All of that's for that case. Goodness. I was trying to see. Well, she would be still in custody, especially if it just went to court in 2022. So she was sentenced to the custody of the DOC to serve the term of 44 years. Let me see what y'all are saying. If she was in my county, none of this would have been dismissed. Our DA doesn't play. That's good. What is it? I got to start working on that. I was looking into it yesterday. Nini said, wow, she's so sick and unbelievable. She should have already been doing a lot of time by the looks of it. Shaking my head on how she even got to get out to begin with. She's pure evil. Yeah, like, and one day she will be back on the streets. I hope she's old enough to never hurt anybody again. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. When I looked that charge up, I was like, I don't think that's what it means. I keep going back to the theory another person was there when Fabian and Michelle, Jessica were at Fabian's cousin's getting weed, maybe on the way to get them out of the house and have Victoria alone. Maybe. Meg said, I can't wrap my head around how someone could do that to a kid. I can't either. The Autumn said, oh, so they make sure to put with intent for penetration because the difference legally between rape and molestation is penetration. It must have been absolutely clear what her actions were, in my opinion. Yeah, that makes sense. Sad. So far, it goes back to 2007, I think. Look at... Oh, yeah, this is just New Mexico court website, and I typed in her name for us to look it up. All right, let's go to this one. This is a distribution of a controlled substance on 2015, so she would have been in jail? I think she would have been out of jail. No, she had just gotten out of jail and had been in there for a while, so maybe this was in jail. That goes all the way to 2018, 19, entry of judgment, habitual, which means she got hit with the bitch for being a habitual felon. She was committed to DOC, sentenced to 7 years, 2 years parole, no probation. But she's not on parole, obviously. This is shoplift. I think less than $250, conspiracy, 4th-degree felony. From 2009, but it was dismissed without prejudice, which means they could come back to it if they wanted to. It was dismissed for lack of prosecution and lack of probable cause. Sorry, Basil came in and was demanding attention while I'm doing this. Okay, this is shoplift. Y'all, I'm about to be real juvenile. The alligator mouth goes, eats the number, that's the biggest. So it's got to be less than $250, right? That's what that means. Obligations met, release defendant, that was from 2009. Con sub violation of Schedule 123. Converted nolli prosecui. I don't know what that means. Okay, con sub violation of 123 refers to possession of any other Schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 controlled dangerous substance, CDS. Possession of such substances is a misdemeanor with penalties for a first offense, including a fine up to $1,000, up to 6 months in jail, or both. Second or subsequent offenses incur a fine up to $2,000, 1 year in jail, or both. With any Schedule 1 or 2 related conviction, your driver's license will be suspended for 6 months for a first offense, 1 year for a second, and 2 years for a third. So she had narcotics. Let me pull this back up. I have to flip between 2 pages, so I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring y'all. I don't think she should have ever been released to begin with either. We're going to look up Fabian because, I mean, we're going 2 hours now. I don't have time to do the court stuff today. We'll start that tomorrow. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? All right. Oh, Lord. All right. So this is possession, delivery, or manufacture of drug paraphernalia. I mean, I think it's possession or delivery of a controlled substance, and she had drug paraphernalia. I don't think you're manufacturing drug paraphernalia, but that could be the charge. She pled not guilty, and there was a no contest. This was dismissed in 2024. So maybe this was, oh, it's from 2011. 6-month rule waived. Hold removed. Failure to appear in court, warrant canceled. That was from all 2011. Distribution of controlled or counterfeit substances, which is a felony. Trafficking of controlled substances. From 2015. September 11th, 2015 is when the complaint was filed. It was closed. The following documents have been filed: entry of appearance, demand for discovery, demand for jury trial, demand for speedy trial, intent to call witnesses. Like, I mean, I'm not... StreamYard needs to update that feature, done that. Yeah, they do. I don't know what feature you were talking about, but they need to update a lot of things. I don't want to, like, I'm definitely not giving her an out, but it sounds like from a very young age she had some issues with substances with all of those charges. I don't think, you know, I've had issues with substances in the past too, and I would have never done anything like that. I mean, I think she was still a demon of a person to begin with, but that definitely made it worse, I think. I got videos and labs and videos, thank you. So thank you for saying thank you. That's what I got. That was so sweet, and thank you for being here. Carolina said she's a habitual criminal, means she's not going to make parole anytime soon. Her record is lengthy, and the Board of Pardon and Parole frowns on ex-cons who go in and out of prison. Yeah, he is quite the character. So this was battery against a household member. 3 charges of battery against a household member from 2006. But no, it's from 2003. And it was handled in 2006. So it looks like 2003 is when this stuff starts. And again, I'm not trying to give her an out or anything, but that if she had a child in 2001 and she was still in high school, and this is battery against a household member, I'm thinking it could have been she got in a fight with her mom or dad. And I mean, that tells me that there was issues at home. I mean, but you can look at the family and tell that, unfortunately. But I think she's just a bad seed. I'm not trying to be mean. But yeah, this is 2005, so 2 years later, again, battery against a household member. Remove, injure, destroy, or telephone. That's a kidnapping charge. If you take somebody's telephone while they're trying to call the cops, but not here. She removed, injured, or destroyed the telephone. Resist, evade, and obstruct an officer. Two failures to appear in court. Two failures to pay fines imposed. Three of those, actually. Failure to appear in court. FTA for scheduled interview. Failure to appear for scheduled interview. So that's from 2006. It was taken care of by 2007. She pled guilty to failure to appear, failure to pay fines, 2 charges, 3 charges. Failure to appear, 3 charges. Okay, battery against a household member again, failure to appear from 2006. She was like getting out and then just getting right back in a fight. The Autumn said, yep, that's it because my sister-in-law flipped out on Easter and her sister filed charges, and battery against a household member usually means someone you're living with. I'm so sorry that happened. I hope everything's okay. Belladonna said, I think Jessica knew who unidentified is and they were coming. Michelle is the equivalent to a wall painting. She just there and drawing blanks. I think so too. That's how I see this case as well, Belladonna. Hey, Proud Danish. Good to see you. Anybody coming in that I missed, it's good to see y'all. Abraham said it's always a good decision to fail to appear when you don't go to jail. Right. Definitely a fantastic choice. All right. This one is battery against a household member, failure to appear in court from 2009. Like, she's just bad, in my opinion. Now, I don't think any of those are her, so I'm not going to look those people up. Let's try Fabian and see what his charges are. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying not to touch this cord. So he would have been around the age of, I think he'd have been around her age, maybe 1987. We need to find the state of New Mexico. Okay, so this is state of New Mexico, Fabian Gonzalez. Let's see. Nope. I'm going to start from the bottom. There's a lot of Fabian Gonzalez. Oh, what is his date of birth? There's so many pages. I bet I've got his court records. Okay, false imprisonment. I don't think that's him either. Burglary of a vehicle. Ah, what is his... Let me see if I can find it on here. I gotta move this cord. Hold on, y'all. Hold your breath so don't disconnect. Okay. See, but that's not him. I don't know how to look it up. Hold on. He was 37 in 2022. So what is that? How old would he have been? If he was 37 in 2022, so that means and oh my gosh, my mind is like blanking. Lord have mercy. In 2012, he would have been 27. In 2002, he would have been 17. In 1992, he would have been 7. So 1997. What is that, 88 or 89? 87? 86? Let's try this one. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. 86 or 87, I think. What on earth? This doesn't tell me charges or anything. Oh, that's got some female's name. It would have been like 86 or 87. Let's try it like this. Okay, so it jumps from 84 to 86. Pretrial preventative detention. Okay, so this might be him. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. No, that was charged 2023. He went to trial 2022. This might be it. No, this is child support. Like, it doesn't tell me the charges. Oh, hold on, y'all. I apologize. I didn't realize y'all couldn't see that. Share the screen. Share the screen. Okay. Horse lover said, I think she was severely abused as an infant or young child, and it turned her to the dark side. Her sister is the same. 2 and more bad seed siblings typically mean severely early abuse. Hey, Divine Rain, good to see you. Jody, good to see you. Facebook, let's try it. I don't know if it'll let me. If I can't find it this way, how would I'd have to have his name though. If I can't find it this way, I'm going to go through the papers that I have and see what I can find. As far as his date of birth, middle name, and things like that. I know it's in there, but I have to go get it out. The papers that they sent me, I have to get out of the filing cabinet. It's child support, domestic support, 2017. I can't get it out of the filing cabinet right now, especially with this cord being like it is. I gotta buy a new one. Hey, a name here. Could it be 1990? I doubt it. See, I could easily look up his court. Yeah, I gotta find his middle name. All right, before we go, let's look up Michelle Martens because that will probably be easy. Yep. She's 1981. Let's see. Whoa. Okay. So she got international abuse of a child resulting in death, child under 12, first-degree murder, willful and deliberate, aggravated criminal sexual penetration, child under 13, aggravated criminal sexual penetration, child under 13, Abuse of a child results in great bodily harm, international or recklessly. So remember that internationally means like with somebody else. Criminal sexual contact, minor of the second degree, personal injury, unclothed. All of it was dismissed, by the way, by prosecutor per plea agreement. Criminal sexual contact of a minor in the second degree, personal injury, unclothed. I don't know what that means. Let's see if we can find out what that means. A criminal sexual contact of a minor is the unlawful and intentional touching of or applying force to intimate parts of a minor, or the unlawful and intentional causing of a minor to touch one's intimate parts. For the purposes of this section, intimate parts, well, we know what that means. Criminal sexual contact of a minor in the second degree consists of all criminal sexual contact of the unclothed intimate parts of a minor perpetrated. So let me pull this back up so y'all can see this, and then we can try to figure out what it means. Nope, wrong one. Hold on. Okay. Unclothed. It's second degree unclothed. So does that mean that she had contact while she was unclothed? Only way I see that being dismissed is if he had some really crazy information for them to bust someone high up, or corruption. And they let her stay around the child. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. He was born in 1984 per Chat GPT. Okay, we'll try it again. Yeah, she and Jessica Kelly got a plea agreement. Okay, so continuing with Michelle. Tampering with evidence, highest crime, a capital first or second degree felony. Tampering with evidence, highest crime, a capital first or second degree felony. Tampering with evidence, tampering with evidence, tampering. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tampering with evidence charges. Abuse of a child does not result in death or great bodily harm. That might have been for Matthew. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, willful and deliberate. Conspiracy to commit aggravated criminal sexual penetration, child under 13. Conspiracy to commit abuse of a child results in great bodily harm, international or recklessly. Conspiracy to commit tampering with evidence, capital crime, or first or second degree felony. And then it tells all about that case. But they were all dismissed because she took a plea. That might, this says counter respondent. Oh, that's, okay, so Matthew's dad went after her. I don't know. It's her and Matthew's dad, child support enforced modified. So her child support and custody stuff got modified. Debt and money due. I guess she paid her fine. Oh, okay. So it might have been a child support charge because this is from 2014. So maybe that was child support while she was living there. I know they were from up north or something, I thought. Oh, she got evicted legally. I mean, and that makes me, I mean, I'm not trying to, again, provide an excuse, but like, I wonder if like she was told she had to leave and delivered papers and they're like, you know, you got to find another place to stay. Can't stay here. You're not paying the rent. And like, if she was cognitively able to understand that, and if she wasn't, like, yeah, it would have went to court. Like, that's what I'm thinking reading this. This is from 2010. She was legally evicted from somewhere. This is a complaint, breach of contract, returned mail. Like, that's weird. I don't understand. Arroyo Villa. Oh, I guess she was getting mail at Arroyo Villas, and so they complained and, like, had her mail sent somewhere else. What is that? Jody, good to see you. I think I said hey to you. I thought these were before, but I could be mistaken. They might be. Unless it's made up record to get into a group they want to infiltrate. Must have been a lazy prosecutor to even consider giving them a deal unless something went wrong on LE's technicality wise. It did. It said that they coerced the confessions. I think it's more Jessica's involvement too. Fabian 1984. Okay. Thank you. We'll go back to him. This is the last one for her. Kidnapping, abuse of a child resulting in great bodily harm, internationally or recklessly, tampering with evidence, highest crime, capital, first, second. These were all transferred. So I'm assuming these were for her role in Victoria's death, and they were all transferred over to the other case. Kind of like we see with Stephen Stearns. He had that one charge, and it got transferred over to the CSAM trial. I think it was CSAM or homicide. One of the two got transferred over. So I think that's what's going on here. But these are all kidnapping in the first degree, abuse of a child resulting in great bodily harm, internationally or recklessly, tampering with evidence, highest crime, a capital, first or second degree felony, conspiracy to commit abuse of a child, results in great bodily harm, international or recklessly. There's two of those. Abuse of a child results in great bodily harm. So I'm assuming this must be from Matthew. Abuse of a child, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Is that for the Z-Quill? I do know that there was alcohol in Victoria's system, so maybe it was for that. Okay, so let's try Fabian from 1984 and see if we can figure out anything. Okay. 1984 starts here. I need to find the charge. We need to find a charge like what Michelle and Jessica have had as far as the case. So once we see that, I'll stop just going through abandonment of a child. Michael Martinez. I'm wondering if that's him. So this is Fabian Elias. Let's see what this one is. This one is the Victoria case. Yep. Okay. So for Victoria, he got reckless abuse of a child resulting in death, tampering with evidence, highest crime, a capital, first or second degree felony. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. Conspiracy to commit tampering with evidence. So this is Fabian's, and they've all got 8 tampering with evidence, and I'm not going to tell y'all what I think that means. I'm very concerned about that. The Autumn said, well, at least Jessica is still in contact with her kids on the jail or prison phone. Hey, Tom Spanks. Not sure about the mail involved. I'm not either. Yeah, that was what he got charged with, and he got 37 years. Let me make sure he's not, like, out yet. Mandate affirmed. Memorandum opinion. And there was an affidavit filed 4/11. That was what? April 11th? there was an affidavit filed in this case. Okay, now, so that means his name is Fabian Elias Gonzalez, and he had another charge right here for abandonment of a child, no death or great bodily harm from 2014, and battery on a household member. That's interesting. He pled guilty. There was no contest or plea. And that was August 12th of 2014. He got a public defender. Natalie, I'm assuming that's the baby mama. Yep. So that must be the abuse charge he got, abandonment of a child. I want to know what that charge means. Abandonment of a child refers to the initial leaving or abandonment of a child, typically under the age of 10, by a parent or caregiver. While it does not result in death or great bodily harm, it is a serious issue with legal and emotional implications. So, like, he said that they got in an argument in a vehicle going down the road, and the child, like, was in the car or something, or, like, he was flailing his arms around and the child got smacked or something. Okay, love. Yeah. Jessica testified that Fabian helped her with Victoria's remains. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we got on this. I'm probably about to go for the day because I don't know. We'll look at these and see. But I don't think any of these are him. No. I don't want to be like putting everybody's, charges out here. I think he just got those two, Fabian Elias. I'm wondering about that abandonment charge, but the fact that there is, what is this? Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. It doesn't like for me to click on this one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 tampering with evidence charges, right? And that makes me concerned about like how many. That tells me there could have been possibly 8 things. 8. I don't know how to say this, but I don't know. If you understand what I'm saying, you do. If you don't, God bless you. Tom, I'm glad you're feeling better, sweetheart. All right, so tomorrow we will be back here at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will start with opening statements in the trial and start going through that. I do got some stuff to look at. I want to get what the neighbors said out. I'm going to work on trying to get some more information on a few more things. I've got some other things that I'm going to try to get out as well in the Stearns case. I don't know that anything will be necessarily new, but I do need to get some stuff out. So be looking for that. Carolina said, in my opinion, Fabian got more years because of his prior convictions. 37.5 years, don't do crimes, period. We aren't animals and don't belong in cages. Being locked up is the worst thing that can happen to a person. It is. Krista R., Jessica Ryan says tampering can be anything from washing or cleaning the area and or clothes, beds, and sheets, etc. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay, love. Yes, take care, y'all. I hope y'all have a good evening. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for the support. And thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate that. They did do laundry. Yeah, that's what they said. And I'll definitely see y'all tomorrow. We'll talk about the trial and go through that. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the support. If nobody has told you, you are important, you are special, and you are loved. And I really appreciate each and every one of y'all so very much. If it wasn't for y'all, I would be talking to myself, and that would be no fun. So thank you for hanging out. Hope y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Listen up, I gotta tell you. should.